towards the game. Yeah, so.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NUFC360 podcast. With me this week is Stephen, Ryan, and Max. And I always do my intros this well, and you can tell because it's live. How are we doing, gents?
Good.
Nervous.
Yeah, good.
Nervous? Oh, because we're live.
First time on live television, Mark. Feeling it, you know.
What you need to know is that Ryan's extremely political, and he gets some really out there views. So we'll try and keep him on a minimum.
Give Wilson a new contract. That's all I'm saying.
Give him it now. Guys, A, it's been far too long, and B, we're doing bits. We're doing bits in the league. I keep wondering, casting my mind back to when I am always wrong, and there was some point in the season when I was like, is Eddie Howe good? Should he still be here? I should go back in time and give myself a good slap because, oh my word, how well we've done. But we're going to start talking about a little topic that's been in the news if you're a Newcastle United fan. The topic of a new badge, a new crest, a new logo, whatever you want to call it. Don't know who wants to weigh in on this first. So the reasons why the club have said they want to get a new badge, and I do agree in some points, is that they want to make a simplified, updated version of a badge. We're moving into a new era, and much like Man City and every other team in the league, I think our badge is like the oldest in the league or one of. They're looking just to update it. Is it needed?
Yes.
Is it excellent?
Yes.
Moving on.
The big problems with the badge we have currently is that it was designed and created so many years ago now that you didn't have in mind, digital consumption back then. So when you have all the different fine lines and different shading and whatnot, when you look at it on a phone or you blow it up in size for big marketing purposes, it doesn't look very good. It looks messy and it looks poorly drawn, to be frank. You need a lot of more simple block colors and block shapes and sort of almost like a vector graphic to work for mass consumption nowadays. And I get it. I mean, as long as they don't change the overall shape or they completely redesign it to be something soulless, like just a standard roundel badge or something like that. If they keep the same sort of silhouette and just make the styling of it a bit simpler, I don't see any real issue with it. Especially if it helps us get even 1% more commercial revenue because it's cleaner and makes for better marketing material. I don't care. I mean, we've had different badges before, and the other badges have looked good. As long as it looks good, doesn't matter.
I mean, my issue would be I want it to be completely different. I don't want the silhouette's still the same. It's just a slightly different version of what we've already got. I want them to completely change it. Like, not too crazy, but I liked the 80s badges atrocious. I think that's one of the worst badges in football. It's borderline Leeds United chest thing that they did. I'm not a big fan of the circular NUFC thing, but the one before that, our second one, I'm a huge fan of that. The one that's on the back of the kit this season. I think it's really, really good. Ryan, are you for or against the new badge?
Completely against. I mean, maybe I'm just reading between the lines or whatever. I don't understand how the reason for wanting to change the badge.
Did you not listen to Stephen?
I know I did listen to Stephen, but how has this all of a sudden become an issue in 2025? It's never been an issue for the last 10 years.
Well, surely there's a reason why every other team's done it, though. Do you not think?
What to do?
It's also fair to say that Mike Ashley wouldn't have cared about it. And it probably should have been updated a good number of years ago.
Yeah,
this was updating the badge is pretty much inevitable. We've had very rounded badges before, and just because we currently know the one we've got right now doesn't mean it shouldn't be changed if it's going to help us evolve as a team.
Why would you want to keep it?
How does a badge help you evolve as a team? I just don't buy that. I mean, I think the problem is you can say, and the club can come out and say whatever they want, and people just lap it up because of the FFP.
But then why did we change the badge we've got?
Why did you change it back in 1988? Well, I couldn't tell you. I wasn't there then, but I just don't buy the reason for it. Change the badge, but just come out and say that we want to change the badge rather than. I just don't buy the reason for it, to be honest. And I think they can do anything they want, and people will get away with it because they've just got that FFP excuse in the background. And I think that's more of a Monday football thing, in my opinion, than a thing. I mean, why do you need to change your badge to get 1% revenue?
I mean, it can be any number of other things as well, though, right? I mean, the badge itself can be more symbolic. It can be symbolic of a change of time,
Direction.
of era,
of winning.
Yeah,
We're a winning team now.
Something that symbolizes the new ownership and the new direction the team's going in. It can be something completely different, and it doesn't have. But it's just what the club has explained is something that a lot of clubs have done for logical reasons. Is you look at Brentford. Brentford's badge had loads of detail, had a lot of the similar issues that ours currently has. Is that it had too much detail for use for mass marketing, which is what you have to do as a business in football. You have to be able to market yourself to make more money. And if you blow it up to a huge, for some big marketing sports marketing activation event, when you put a big gigantic sign of the logo up, and it looks crap because when you look at it in fine detail, it's not well done. Like, it's going to look crap, and therefore the natural inclination is to say, well, that's not going to reflect well on us if our crest is shit.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe I'm just more of a. I guess I've made my views clear. I don't want to leave the stadium. I don't want to change the badge. I think maybe I'm just clinging on to.
Usually, it's Mark who's the reactionary in our circle.
It just annoys me because what's going to happen next? We're going to be playing in green and white or something like that. You know what I mean?
You mean like we already do?
Like the Spartans.
I think for me, it's more just against, I think, modern football. And my point is, how many clubs have changed their badge and butchered it? Look at Aston Villa's. Look, like, examples. Manchester City.
Brentford's is fine.
Nah, Man City and Brentford's are top tier for me. I love Man City's badge.
I didn't say Brentford there, to be fair.
Yeah.
But Man City's crap.
I disagree. I don't mind Man City's.
Do we like Chelsea's badge?
Look, it's a thing of opinion. Football's a game of opinions. I don't agree with it.
It is. I think this one's really polarizing. I think because it's more about a taste rather than an opinion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people will like more detail, some people don't. I think it's going to be getting a much more. It's
also a change to what people have known, right? It's a change to what there'll be a lot of like.
Depends on generation.
I think Ryan's point is perfectly fair. That what is the need to change it if it's not offensively bad? I'd maybe think in some ways it is pretty bad, but it is iconic for how it's what most of us grew up with and have known for a long time. So it's not surprising that there's gonna be a lot of people who quite understandably don't want to change. But
yeah, Max, what's your thoughts? Are you in the camp of change, or are you with Ryan and you never want to change? You still watch your black and white TV?
Look, I don't want to kill the debate, but I couldn't care less, to be honest. I don't know.
That's the other entirely valid camp.
No,
you're entitled to opinion, Ryan, and I agree with you. You have good points, but for me, I just don't really care about it. I mean, I really like the badge we are now, but I have full confidence in the people designing the new one to do a good job. And looking at other people's, for example, like a really bad one for me was Juventus when they changed their badge.
Oh yes,
and terrible. It's not like a new design doesn't necessarily need to necessarily mean that it's going to be crap, right? I mean, look at Ajax's badge change they're doing. They're going from their more simple one to a much more traditional, old historic one that's been slightly redesigned. And it looks fantastic. I think the new one Ajax are going to use looks great, and that's got even more detail on it, but it works and it's done well. I think that's the main thing. As long as it's done well, I think people will stop caring.
Yeah, no. As long as fans have some sort of say in the process, I couldn't care less.
And like clockwork, my father turns up.
Yes, my biggest fan, Ian. Welcome. It's nice to finally put a face to the text. So he says, thank you, Max, as someone who has lived through, spelled THRU, 3 badge changes, and none of them gave me a minute's concern. Yeah, I would agree with your dad, with Ian there, that it's going to change. And for me, I don't want to be, we all love the badge, right? But if we're going to be absolutely real about this badge represents not winning. This is not a winning badge. We won feck all until recently.
We won one trophy.
This is nothing. We came second. We had a go. We didn't work, and then we got relegated twice. It's not a great period in our history. And I think this could represent the next step. And I think if you think of Man City's success, you think of this new badge that they've got. You think of them being crap. I think of that awful previous badge. I know, and again, Ryan, you like it. It's like I say, it's a matter of opinion, and I think it's harder to get a badge right than it is anything else. Like a kit changes quite quickly. I'm for the change. However, I'm skeptical that it will be good, because you said there that you trust the owners, Matt, and I do trust the owners, Matt, when it comes to football. But this is design, and it's significantly different. However, they're the richest team in the world, so they will go find the best people.
They'll get the best sports marketing people in the world to design it, and they are committing to this consultation right after they got some backlash about wanting to change it. So they're gonna put it before the fans before they make a final change.
Yeah, and to be fair, by all accounts, they've said it's not going to be but sounds like it's not going to be a super radical change. So I think as long as they don't butcher it, and by all accounts, no circle crest, which I'm happy about. And okay, if it needs to simplify a little bit, and I've seen some examples of what it could look like, then okay, I'll get on board with it. And again, it doesn't really matter that much, but I don't know.
Speaking of, Ryan, yes, I was going to say, we do have some examples here of the different badges. I will cast my vote first. Number 2 is our second badge we ever had, which I really, really like. I feel like number 1 should be put in the bin immediately and never seen again. I feel like
should number 3, 4, 5, 6. They're all absolutely horrific.
A lot of the stuff that's been getting put around I hate. So not only is it just bad, but it's also all AI generated slop. And there's for something as meaningful as the football club we all support, I don't want the cancer that is generative AI producing any concepts for our badge. Number 2, I like the current badge, and I like I know you don't like it, Mark. I like the one between 2 and the current one, the NUF with the C and the magpie at the bottom. I quite like that one.
This one? Which one's this?
It's not on the screen at the moment. It's the one between number 2 and the one we've got now. It's the
the 80s one.
NUFC one.
No,
yeah, I like that one.
I don't mind number 5. I wouldn't want it, but I don't hate it. But it does look very generic. Here's no thought put into it. Just simplified to a circle. I think number 6 looks like it could be Newcastle Blue Star. For them, I don't mind it. And then I think number 4 is no different. You've just put magpies on there. Max, do you like any of these? If you were to choose,
I quite like the fourth one, and second one is classic. But I find it hard to believe any of this is going to be like the final outcome.
If you were to have a circle one, Ryan, would you despise going to back to number 2, but a more dated
version? I like number 2. Number 2 is the only one on there that I like.
I
like number 2 badge. It's probably my favorite badge out of all the badges we've had.
Yeah, I think I would agree. If they did a slightly updated version of that, not too radical, I would fully back it. I really like it. Do we have the example of the other one? I think there was one that was that.
Oh, Jesus!
It was doing the rounds of this was the actual thing they were considering, which it turns out it's not.
This was one of many that. This is the one that Newcastle World leaked, and this is the one that a lot of people criticized it quite rightly. It looks terrible, but I think it's quite specific that we have to mention that this was one of quite a large number of designs that they've had. This was just it's more of a concept, a proof of concept of the way they want to go in terms of making it more simple or cleaner and more able to be blown up or shrunk down for a different consumption. It's not the actual design itself they're going to go for.
I'll pay 10% to not have that. I don't want the 1% boost.
I don't.
It's awful. And what they've done to the castle looks like cock and balls. It's just not good. Anyway, the badge. One thing that we can all agree on is that no one will agree on the new badge.
No, God. Same with the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, I think more people are on board with.
I think it's still divisive though.
But I think Ryan can agree that there's a more obvious gain from moving the stadium than there is from switching. And I'm putting words in Ryan's mouth, but there you go. So we are moving on from the badge to we're talking about Arsenal and Champions League Champions League very quickly. We have given ourselves a fantastic opportunity, much better opportunity than I thought we would. Max, what are our chances? I tell you what I'm sick of as well. Before we get into this, I keep seeing charts and probably you love this, Stephen, but like charts of percentage chances of teams making it. Oh, piss off! Like 1 week it's like, oh, Newcastle are like 62, but then we win one game. It's like, oh, they're 94% going to get it now. I'm like, just shut up. It's a little nonsense.
There's only 2 games left.
It's a little nonsense.
Of course, the percentage chance is going to go up.
But Max, what's your thoughts? Are we going to make Champions League?
I think so, yeah. But at the end of the day, we have it all in our own hands. We have, we get a result against Arsenal or win against Everton. You just have to get the 3 points and focus on yourself. I mean, I don't think we're going to get much help from our other opponents and in the other matches, like for tomorrow when they play Man United and Spurs. Oh yeah, well, yeah. That's true.
It's also hard to predict, right? Because the last two match days we've had, when we lost to Villa, all the results went about as badly as they could have for us. But when we beat Chelsea, the results went pretty damn well for us. So it's really hard to predict, especially when you got Chelsea playing Forest on the last day as well.
What a season!
So it's all in our hands, basically. For me, it's not about percentage. We need to go out at Emirates or St James Park and win those games.
Do you want the most up to date probabilities?
Oh, Jesus.
We have currently an 83% chance of finishing in the top 5.
Means absolutely nothing.
Yes, 83. That's quite low.
Means there you go. That's that is football.
It's a proper ground.
There we go.
Ground.
But Ryan, what do you think? If you were to put a percentage on it, Ryan, what would you say is our percentage chances of?
I'd probably be about 79.34. Actually, a little bit Stephen thinks.
I agree.
But to be fair, I think like Stephen says, I think we've been talking about it for so long now, and 5-6 weeks ago, and you just can't predict football. Like results change, and we've said it all along, right? Teams are going to slip up. Newcastle have slipped up. Every team slipped up. And I guess, I think, it's in our hands, like Max says. I think we need to get one more win. I think we could even get away with just getting one more point.
I think that.
Provided, Chelsea and Forest, for example, might draw on the final day or something. They might actually have something to play for. Forest still got something to play for. I think this weekend's going to be tough, and it's going to make things a bit nervy for us going into the final day. So I do think the teams around us will win. I think, Aston Villa and Chelsea have got 3 hits. I mean, there's no teams you'd rather be playing right now. I think I'd rather play Manchester United and Tottenham than play like a Southampton even. I would honestly go that far. Because they got the Europa League final on Wednesday. They literally couldn't care less about the Premier League. So they're 3 hits for both of them. And then, we just got to see what happens around us. But like I say, it's in our own hands. If we can get a result at Arsenal, brilliant. I don't expect us to, but it's still in our own hands. We beat Everton, we're there, right? 69 points.
Beat them 4 times this season. That's what we got to do.
Yeah. Excellent segue there, Ryan. So I also think we're going to get into the Champions League. I mean, it would be very this badge to not make it to the Champions League. However, we are moving on from that. We're a team of winners now. So Arsenal on Sunday at the Emirates. Strange what Eddie Howe has managed to do, because I remember going to Highbury and going to the Emirates years ago and just getting absolutely dicked on, absolutely spanked, slapped up, no respect. Theo Walcott scored. Did he score a hat trick against us that time where we chopped him down?
Yeah,
he just kept going. Yeah, just awful journey. However, since they've turned into Stoke and the Lego Man's taken over, we absolutely slap them up, and it's one of the most satisfying clubs to beat because they've got the worst fan base in world football. They've got an horrible manager and they play crap football. So I really hope it'd be so good to finish second after all the moaning they've done about how good they thought they were. If we could beat them and finish second, it would be absolutely amazing. I would still take 5th in a heartbeat. Champions League's genuinely all that matters, but I think we win. Max, do you fear Arsenal? What do you think? How do you think we're going to fare? Because we've got a few injuries and we played a different formation at the weekend.
I don't think it would be good to underestimate them. I still think they are a good side, even though they're Stoke 2.0. But they still have good players, and I mean, I don't know how their like mentality is right now, if they think they have anything to play for still. But I mean, their Champions League position is essentially still threatened. If we beat them, then they're in a sort of precarious situation, but they should be fine. I do like we did a really good performance against them in the cup when we were at Emirates, and like you said, we've beaten them already 2 times before that at St. James also. So I think we can beat them. I think we're gonna miss Joe Linton because of his physicality in midfield, because of Partey and Rice. But
Rice won't be there.
Oh,
he's
suspended.
Yeah, he's suspended, isn't he?
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh no!
Is this injured?
Or is no, he's injured. Yeah, because I remember it was. I didn't Arteta say it didn't look good for him.
They probably no doubt. And I saw Martinelli.
Him and Marino are out.
And Marino.
Still think we're a better side with Joe Linton in though.
Oh, we are.
We are. Yeah.
I do think we might go back to the 4-3-3 again when.
I think we have to.
Oh yeah, because of Botman injury. But I'd also like to see I don't know if Willock is fit, but Miley. I'd still start Miley ahead of him.
He can't be starting
Miley. I don't think Miley off. I thought
he did
Miley second half. He just looked.
He wasn't there.
Like he didn't look.
It's hard for anyone to have done anything though in that second half because we added an extra guy in midfield to try and get more control, but Chelsea changed to have 4 guys in midfield, so the entire midfield got overrun. Like Tonali didn't have a really good second half at all.
Bruno played the trouble is with Miley, he comes on and he just doesn't get involved. That's the second or third time the season he's come on, and he may as well have not bothered because he just didn't get on the ball. Like I didn't see what he does. Where I see Longstaff running around like hell as chicken, I see him doing it. I don't see Miley putting in big tackles. I don't see Miley doing much, and he's young. And I get it. It's
didn't he?
You what? Sorry,
he nearly knocked Caicedo out. So
oh well, apart from that, yeah. I mean, those are too big. But just quickly before I is Botman injured?
No, basically. He took a hit. He took a fairly nasty hit to his ankle in the game.
He got tackled. Yes, I remember seeing that.
He took it was a heavy knock to his ankle at the same time, and then there was all this uproar in the media about he's going to miss the remainder of the season. That's 2 games. That's not exactly a player misses out with a cold. But then also it's been revealed that it's not actually that serious, so they're just waiting. He's doubtful for the Arsenal game.
Just sell him.
It's just the media being sensationalist about it.
We need to sell him. Take
that back now, Mark. He's made it.
I love it. I think he's quality. I really do. But you could be
fine,
mate. We could have Vinicius Junior and Yamal on the books, sat at home injured. It's not going to help us any.
No one's even if he is injury prone, no one's going to buy an injury prone player.
He's been out for 2 years nearly. He's like 16, 17 months.
I think
he'll be fine. Give him a preseason before everyone starts writing him off.
I think Max said we might go to the 4, but I actually think it depends if Trippier's fit, or we might even go with Crafty at centre back.
Mate, solid.
Yes.
Solid Craft. Absolutely wonderful player.
And to be honest, to be fair to Eddie Howe, I know it's a system that's not alien to the players. They clearly work on it. But 2 of our 3 biggest games this season, he went and played that formation. 1 against Arsenal in the semi-final and 1 against Chelsea the other day.
And Liverpool in the cup final.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So it's a formation that clearly worked. I thought we did well with it as well. In the first half, we created a lot of space.
We did.
Barnes found a lot of space. I would be inclined to play Kraft if that's the case. I think if Trippier is fit, then we'll go back to 4 at the back. But if Kraft, if Trippier isn't fit, then I wouldn't be against Kraft going in the centre back role and keeping the same formation. To be honest,
I'm yet to see Kraft make a mistake at centre back. I'm yet to see him cause a goal.
But then as we also know, he then doesn't do anything special while he's there.
That's fine. But if he's a centre back, that's fine. Don't need to be. Yeah. And one thing I'm excited for is because it shows how good the player is. I don't know if you guys agree. I think Isak's been off the boil for a few weeks, still getting amongst it, but I think he's out of position. The amount of times I've seen him standing fucking behind Murphy And then Murphy crosses it and he goes, "What are you doing?" And he should turn around and go, "What are you doing? Get in there." But he loves playing against Arsenal. He just dials himself up to 11 and he's on fire every time he plays Arsenal. So if we are to beat them, I think he has to turn up in that form. Is Martinelli fit for Arsenal?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was just saying, but there was a video of him limping off in an open training session.
No, you want him fit. He's shocking. He's a terrible
fine. What was it? I think Trossard might be out. Havertz is probably going to be back. Rice will be out. No Marino. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus are both out as well for the long term.
We have to win. I'm sorry, we do
have to win.
I
think they're going to be right up for it. I mean,
yeah.
I think of all things, Arteta's not a guy who, he won't let them take a game off. They'll want to not lose 4 times in a row to us this season, and there will be stuff like they don't have a final to look forward to, so there's nothing for them to really hold themselves back for. Like if you're playing like Spurs or Man United at the moment, I think this is their play for some pride here.
It is absolutely.
You can't if you're an Arsenal fan. One of my mate Charles, who's a big Arsenal fan, keeps calling him Mikel Farteta. And because he hates him, and it's stuff like they desperately don't want to lose to us 4 times this season. They'll implode if they do that, especially at home.
Yeah, we've got that bit of rivalry with them now. They really like because we've just been a few times we went up there and we when Eddie Howe first came in and we just did a bit of shithousery, just everyone behind the ball, kick them up a height sort of thing. I think that's what beat them in the semi-finals. We were just up for it. That was the revival of Kieran Trippier in that match where he just gave it to him and he just came back alive and he's been on fire ever since. We'll go quick before we go, score predictions. And if you're watching live or on the rerun, put your score predictions in. Max, what's the score prediction of the weekend?
1-0 to Newcastle.
We've got to win 1-0. Stephen?
I think we win 3-1.
Oh,
Stephen, stop it.
And Ryan?
Well, I'm going to look like a right negative Nancy now. Cheers, lads. 3-1 Arsenal.
They are not scoring. They are not scoring. 2-0 Newcastle. 2-0 Newcastle. We're going to have Isak and Gordon's going to find the back of the net. Yeah. Ian's also for the win.
They concede the fewest shots on target per 90 in the league, but they seem to shit the bed against us half the time.
Especially that they've lost 2 massive players for the Marino, but mainly Rice. That's like us losing Tonali and Bruno.
And we also know that since Gabriel's injury, Saliba has looked positively mortal. Yeah. So we don't have to flashback by pictures of Tonali and Bruno. Cool.
But yeah, no, I think it's going to be a massive weekend, and I still can't believe that we've won a cup, and this weekend we're playing for second place. It's
amazing.
If we finish above Arsenal, it'll be absolutely hilarious.
I think either way, if we finish Champions League, it'll be the best season we've had in my lifetime.
Imagine finishing third in a 2-horse race.
Rice took part. No, Ian, don't bring the mood down before we leave. Oh no, he took part in training. Well, even if he does play, I still don't fear Arsenal that much. And if we lose, so be it. We've got Everton at home. We will definitely all slap.
It's still in our hands, regardless. I think it's imperative that the panic stations don't come in. It's Arsenal away. It's still a tough game. We're obviously riding high. It depends on which we want it, but they're going to want it as well. Like you say, they're going to want to finish second, and they still technically have to qualify for the Champions League. Yeah, but like we say, we need one more win. Maybe if we're lucky, 1 more point. So let's hope we can get it this weekend.
Absolutely unbelievable. Well, gentlemen, thank you. And again, Ian with the bad news. Martinelli did not train, so he might not start. So they might get a fan on the pitch. He's awful. He's awful. Player. Put him in the Elliot Anderson and Phil Foden folder. Anyway, on that note, gentlemen,
you can't end on that note, Mark. You can't end on that note. Just pretend that didn't happen. On that note, Mark's talking rubbish.
There we go. On that note, I talk rubbish. Thank you for joining me, Stephen, Ryan, Max. Comment below what are your score predictions for the weekend. What badge do you want to see? And is Martinelli crap? Thank you for joining. See you later.